President Ranil Wickremesinghe told Parliament that a select committee must be appointed to look into the Supreme Court's determination on Gender Equality Bill. The matter was a point of lengthy discussion in the Parliament.
I would like to ask about judicial cannibalism. Is the Supreme Court engaging in cannibalism? What does cannibal mean? It refers to those who eat human flesh. Therefore, judicial cannibalism refers to a legal process involving metaphorical or literal destruction. Please allow me to continue without interruptions. We have ample time to discuss this matter, including during lunch if necessary. We have a competent and progressive chairperson who can maintain order, so there is no need to worry. When I raise questions about the President, please refrain from interrupting. I respectfully ask the Minister of Justice, is the Supreme Court in our country engaging in judicial cannibalism?
මේක පිටු 46ක නඩු තීන්දුවක් මේ පනතෙන් හඳුන්වන්නේ සංක්‍රාන්තිකයන්ගේ අයිතිවාසිකම් ආරක්ෂා.
There is a 46-page judgment. The bill is introduced to protect the rights of transgender individuals. However, the Supreme Court judges identified a problem. The bill does not define who qualifies as a transgender person. In fact, there is no international definition of transgender. According to Article 12(2) of our Constitution, there is a distinction between sex and gender. Sex refers to biological differences, indicating whether a person is male or female by birth. Gender, on the other hand, is a more recent term that encompasses socially constructed roles and identities. Some people may transition from female to male, male to female, or not fit into these categories at all. This evolving subject lacks a clear definition even in modern dictionaries. The Supreme Court faced the issue that Article 12(2) of the Constitution only addresses discrimination based on sex without mentioning gender. Therefore, the court suggests that the Constitution's Article 12(2) needs to be amended to include gender discrimination. The law proposes the establishment of a Gender Equity Council. However, despite this provision, the Supreme Court noted that the law does not present a clear governmental policy framework for addressing these issues. I have a very important question. The President used the term judicial cannibalism. Could you please explain what judicial cannibalism means? Also, can you clarify whether using such a term to criticize the judiciary is appropriate? When considering the term cannibalization in its general sense, it conveys the meaning intended by the leader of the opposition. However, in legal terminology, particularly within legal jargon and the specific vocabulary used in the law, cannibalization refers to encroaching upon somebody else's authority. This means attempting to usurp the powers of legislature by the judiciary. Therefore, it can be understood that there is an effort to forcibly draw power away from its rightful domain. What I am saying is that using the term judicial cannibalism to describe the country's executive is absolutely wrong. I firmly believe that we should strongly condemn the use of such terms even at this moment. I don't think there is a judicial decision here that could be considered a challenge to the power of Parliament. Then, according to the statement made by the President yesterday, it seems that we do not accept the Supreme Court's recommendation. This is a very serious matter based on your statement about this decision. It appears that a very fair and technically accurate ruling has been given.
Yesterday, the President came and said, we don't have to follow this determination. This is a very serious trend that he is pushing. The reason we suspect is that very soon they are going to be introduced to this House a piece of legislation to amend the term of the President and the term of Parliament to extend it to 6 years, from 5 years to 6 years. And Article 83B, which we couldn't amend in the 19th Amendment because that in itself would have required a referendum, says beyond 6 years. But the President is actually occupying a space to complete the term of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, which was for 5 years. In case Supreme Court determines that bill also to require a referendum in addition to a two-thirds majority, the President is now paving the way not to comply with that determination that might come from the Supreme Court and to pass it with a two-thirds majority by bribing the MPs to complete their one full term, to have their pension, etc. and so on. So this is the reason why It's nothing to do with gender equality. This is the reason why, and this is a very dangerous trend that has commenced in this parliament.
Okay.
And as speaker, you need to be very careful about this. The cannibalism thing is not about encroaching into another person's territory. I think he said it in the context of eating their own judgments. He cited some judgments and said they're eating their own judgments. I think it's in that context that he said it's cannibalism. Unfortunate use of the word, I agree. He shouldn't have used that word. But the Parliament has to comply with the Constitution. It's not the President or the judiciary. The Constitution very clearly says once a determination comes, that must be complied with. Otherwise, it doesn't become law. Even if the Speaker signs it, it doesn't become law. So that's a very dangerous trend that has been commenced, and it has been done yesterday also with an ulterior motive of something that is to come in the future.
ගරු සුමන්දිරම් මන්ත්‍රීතුමා වගේ මේ කැනිබලිසම් කියන එකට මේ පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ ඉන්න
As MP Sumandiran mentioned, the term cannibalism can have 225 interpretations in this parliament of 225 members. What exactly the president meant by this term is what I want to clarify at this moment. Secondly, at no point has the president stated or suggested extending the term of this parliament or the president's term. We have been given a mandate by the people for 5 years. Once these 5 years are up in August of the coming year, we will not remain in parliament under that mandate for even a single day beyond that period. Regardless of whether we hold positions as MPs or ministers, we will not stay beyond our mandate.
අපි ඊට පස්සේ ඉන්නේ නැහැ. අපේ මැන්ඩේට් එකෙන් එහාට අපි යන්නේ නැහැ.
Judicial cannibalism.
Judicial cannibalism refers to the judicial murderer. Here is the translation.